This is Jalopy, or Jalopy, a PC game released in 2018 by indie developer Minskworks. Jalopy is a slow and moody game about taking a dilapidated car on a grand journey through the Eastern Bloc. It's a game about repairing and tweaking something that's basically already dead, and its mechanics, both literally and figuratively, are more in-depth than most other games about cars out there. You have to manually press small pieces of your engine to make your useless car move far enough to reach the next stop without breaking down. And this is Hyperdemon, a game, I think, about killing or at least shooting, and there's this void-like black background, and there are controls probably, there's a scoring system, and I'm scared of what... Hi, but you can just simply call me Amazon. And today we take a quick look at moving in first person, a concept that might seem simple, but what this video will tell us is that it really isn't. The main part of the video will take a look at a couple of movement-based games I've got lying around, what they do differently, what I like about them, and, of course, what they do badly. The first game we will quickly and not very accurately review is Hot Lava, a pure movement game, without many gimmicks or reasons to exist past its premise: to play an extreme version of The Floor is Lava. This premise is just a fun play on the genre though. This isn't a game about survival at all, it's all about getting shorter times and faster speeds. I picked this as the first game to talk about because it is pretty simple. Run and jump. The visuals here are simple too, but not abstract. A Disney animation-fication of our world, with simple, less decorated versions of everyday objects. Hot Lava doesn't strive for realism, and it does the game some favors. If this was released on the PS3, it would look the exact same. I can't help but to want to immediately break everything that this game wants me to do, and I didn't intend to speak about this so soon. But this genre is just made for this. Breaking out of the loop to find your own way. The game is almost great for this, as it doesn't want you to break it too much while still giving you some cool tech for breaking the flow and cutting corners. There was this one race. A race that you had a goal to beat it under 7 minutes, that I, on my first try, beat in almost a single minute. That's not great, first of all. And second of all, that's kind of awesome actually. Instead of snaking in and out of tens of checkpoints, I just took a straight line, used the boundary breaking double jump, and got my time down from an average 7-minute track down to under 40 seconds. Then I optimized and got it under 30, then I optimized some more, skipping some jumps and perfecting others, and got my time down under 25 seconds. I don't doubt this map has a record of under 20 seconds if I go look it up, but making this track only for a fraction of it to be played has to be at least a little disappointing to the developers. When I truly tried following the laid out checkpoints, I didn't have nearly as much fun, however. And I think that this game could have been even better if it didn't have 20 checkpoints or a potentially 25-second long level. Maybe make the levels even more easily broken. Make them even more open, and with fewer small obstacles that the map wants you to slowly and realistically traverse. I didn't have fun when the game forced me down a path of patience. Movement shouldn't focus on that. And it definitely shouldn't also feel this bad. There, I said it. The movement in this game feels bad almost all the time. I felt slow when I didn't have the slide jump ability or when I wasn't surfing, something that this game introduced early on. I spent a while perfecting the level with surfing in the name. It was fun moving that fast, but almost all the time outside of that level I felt comparably slow. The running in Hot Lava feels kind of unresponsive and slow, and the jump even more so. There's little to no momentum in this game. It all feels very digital in its momentum. Press this button to go faster, and this other one to somehow lose it all. Not much unlike Hot Lava, Clustertruck is a game about moving, without any big gimmicks. except Clustertruck does have a big gimmick running throughout: the trucks. This is the game I've played the most. You wouldn't think so by looking at my Steam account, but my combined time from the PS4 and Steam surpasses the next game we're going to talk about. Clustertruck is a game that is so easy to play. Jump and move, and use the two abilities you pick or don't. This game looks simple, because it is. A minimalistic white-on-white aesthetic with themes changing it up every few levels. These levels are vastly different, a concept often driving them forward. And the trucks too, of course. What makes Clustertruck special for me personally is the momentum the trucks often force upon you. This very frankly analog gameplay loop is kind of amazing. Physics makes the game infinitely replayable and is so much fun to alter with its many abilities. There are ways to break out of its design, but no huge shortcuts are to be found in every level like the previous game. In this way, Clustertruck is pretty linear. This could be seen as a negative. I would see it as a negative most of the time, but the short levels and crazy analog nature of the trucks make Clustertruck a great movement game. It's also somehow a really fun game to try and break, using the momentum of trucks combined with the different abilities to fly through the artificial traffic that these suicidal trucks create, winding in and out of the stampede like a cartoon character. It's kind of great actually. But again, I don't like the movement on the ground. The trucks make it special here too, but the movement feels digital, and moving in the air is a bit too controllable. Less analog and more like a drone that weighs a bit too much, slowly descending. It's floaty. A more fitting name than SEUM, Speedrunners from Hell, is going to be kind of hard to find, because this game just begs to be mastered and subsequently speedrun. Is that a word, by the way? Is the past tense of speedrun speedran? It sounds just about as stupid as speedruns, so let's just run with it. Ha! Get it? At its core, SEUM Speedrunners from Hell embraces the adrenaline-pumping world of speedrunning. What sets this game apart is its unabashed embrace of chaos, offering players a surreal, hellish landscape filled with intricate obstacles and mind-bending challenges. The game takes us on a journey through fiery pits, twisted dimensions, and otherworldly realms, all while demanding swift and precise movement from us. The levels here are a perfect marriage of speed and precision. I had a lot of fun trying to beat my own times in SEUM, a game that focuses a lot on other factors too, which is what makes this game special from the others. SEUM looks like hell, where the game takes place. A source-looking lo-fi world with chains, lava, and beer. Our character, unlike the games I've talked about so far, has a hand to look at while moving. This hand has a use. We do more than move in SEUM. We throw or maybe fire little balls towards switches and other things. This is what makes it a fun game for me, combined with the very fun yet linear levels that don't really force you down a path. I had a lot of fun here just trying to perfect the many levels, trying to get my time down to a more respectable level. Maybe not to the point of trying to get out of bounds and break the game completely like I did in Hot Lava, but very precise movement and shaving off milliseconds is something I loved doing. I wholeheartedly recommend this game, with its Doom-like aesthetic and great speedy puzzling. I didn't like Cyberhook. It, and get ready for this, didn't really manage to hook me. The aesthetic is why I got the game. Outrun in in-game form. There are plenty of things here to talk about, but the game itself didn't really invoke any feelings in me at all. It's pretty well made and I didn't like it. A me problem, to be frank. And I'm leaving it at that. Verlet Swing is a game about swinging in a vaporwave world, with stunning visuals and great sound. What makes me want to speak about Verlet Swing, however, outside of its amazing aesthetic, is its momentum. I have to admit that the momentum here is quite frankly incredible. The swinging mechanic's beauty lies not only in its challenge, because it's sometimes pretty damn hard, but also in its universal accessibility. While it may seem complex on the surface at first, the game's design eases you into its mechanics, allowing us to gradually grasp the nuances of momentum and precision. This gentle learning curve makes sure everyone can experience the joy of mastering the art of swinging, Spider-Man style. Verlet Swing is more than just a game in this way. It's a symphony of physics and motion, a ballet of momentum and precision. As I navigate each level, I feel myself performing a sort of captivating dance. A dance that celebrates the harmonious blend of art and science that defines a swinging mechanic. High Hell is a game that looks great, but that's actually it. There isn't any single thing I can point out as good about this game, except that the name High Hell is a frankly fitting name, because hell, this fucking sucks. The gimmick of High Hell is that after finishing the objective, you have to jump off the map. It's a fun gimmick that emphasizes planning a route and then executing it. Except it really doesn't work, like at all. The movement here feels so bad I can't help but to feel like whatever the built-in movement system Unreal has is probably better. It's unbelievably bad. I don't even want to speak about the rest of this, but the visuals here are actually really cool, with a nostalgic filter over top of it. I don't want to keep shitting on this game, but the combat that High Hell harbors is also, in fact, awful. I should just stop talking about this honestly, because if I don't play a B-hop and surf map in CS soon, I might die from a lack of momentum and precise movement. In summary, more games should focus on movement, but only some should zero in on it. Even the best games have bad movement, and even those who have okay movement can have better movement. To most developers, it seems like making the most basic movement possible to be able to move on and focus on other things is a bit of a high priority. But what if we make a game about moving? Said the developers of the games featured today. A nice thought, to be honest, but a dangerous one. It's a great foundation to build upon, but also a foundation that is the entire game, and should therefore be kind of perfect, even if that perfection comes out of pure luck. These games are by no means perfect. Some have perfected parts of it. The fun boundary breaking in Hot Lava is great. The craziness of the truck stampede and the analog nature that brings is amazing. And the short puzzle-like movement of SEUM is enthralling enough for me to get stuck in front of it for hours, and the aesthetics of Cyberhook and Verlet swings are pretty fantastic. Out of the games I featured, I recommend SEUM the most. It's undoubtedly the best here, with the greatest blend of features. I'd also consider taking a little look at Hot Lava, despite my pretty lengthy critique. I did get stuck trying to perfect my times for a long time while recording the gameplay. I often come back to the fact that I don't like holding W in the air if I want to strafe. I guess the reason is as simple as the fact that I've played a lot of CS, a game with a perfect movement system. I like the fact that I also gain momentum as I do this. Does it make any sort of sense? No. Why would turning in the air make you go faster? But in the game it feels amazing. I like strafing because it makes movement less linear and more controllable. Bunny hopping in CS feels so great because of the amount of control you have over your character. I do wish there was a better way to slow down though, but speeding up is all about turning, not about hitting a speed boost or using an item. It's up to you. I also like the fact that you can't just slow down in the air by releasing the W button. It doesn't make sense. I want speed but also control, but not too much control. I want good visuals, but I play my favorite movement game in 4x3. There are many contradictions to be found in my love for movement, but the biggest one of them all is that a movement game should be just that. The best movement games are built upon glitches and tricks. A great movement system found among other great things. That's why CS movement is so great, and why I keep using it despite it often leading to my demise. Thanks for watching, and thank you, dear Patreon subscriber, for subscribing. You're pretty awesome. The Apex Legends video is underway. The script is closer to 10,000 words than 5,000. Let's just say that. I have been playing an average of 70 hours of Apex every 2 weeks, according to Steam's metrics. The planned script is really hard to pin down, but let's just say that I've yet to say anything about every single weapon class outside of the ARs. I have yet to talk about the maps, the legends, the second part of the name, I have barely even started talking about. Yeah, it's a lot, and it does feel like I've barely started. I have to admit that I kind of rushed this video out for you guys. I've been pretty uninspired outside of the bigger videos lately, even if the smaller videos are what drives my bigger ones. It doesn't make much sense, but hey, I'm making hour-long videos about games. That doesn't really make much sense either. Again, thanks for watching.